Hey, what's up, fam? This is really unscripted. I'm trying this again. Some of you may have seen some things. Hey, Monique. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Linda. I see you guys coming in. It's your girl, Janette Smith, certified life strategist and mindset coach. I hope everybody is doing well today. I hope you are doing well today. This is a little something that I'm calling Life Unscripted because you just don't know what we'll be talking about on these things. These are a bit of a coach scope, but more of a community chat, maybe wrapped in an empowerment nugget to give you inspiration and motivation through self-exploration so that, you've got great tools to help you make better decisions and just give you some inspiration on for life, right? Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the likes. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. So tonight, I want to talk to you about a term that unfortunately I've been seeing as a result of tragedies in the news. And you all will have heard of this term as well. The walking wounded. I know you've heard of it. I know I first heard of it when I was working in news with emergency management care teams. You hear about it, with first aid, and you hear about triage terminology, the walking wounded. And so what I want to do is I want to read you all this definition, and then I want you to just pause and think on this. The walking wounded are injured persons who are relatively low priority. These patients are conscious and breathing and will often have only relatively minor injuries. Thus, they are capable of walking. Depending on the resources available and the abilities of the injured persons, the walking wounded may sometimes be used to assist treatment of more seriously injured patients or be asked to assist with other tasks. Think on that for a minute. Because even though this is talking about the walking wounded, people who have a bodily injury or a person has a flesh injury, think about this in terms of the other ways you can be injured: emotionally, spiritually, in your core, in your soul, the walking wounded. And you may be out there not even realizing kind of that's what's going on with you right now. So I just want to say, if this is beginning to resonate, you kind of see where I'm going with this. And if you know of somebody in the Facebook community that, yeah, they need to hear this, go ahead and share this post now, because I'm thinking that there are more of us out there that go through this at different points in times, not realizing that something needs to be done because we haven't even identified that, yes, we are the walking wounded. Yeah. So some of you have kind of gotten, you're like, that's what's been going on with me. And yeah, hello, Monique. That's what's happening. I mean, I can just think back to a couple of weeks ago, not really sure. Your drive is low, your energy's low, and then you realize that there's a lot of things going on, whether it's going on in the spirit realm or whether it's just energy going on around you, that you're taking blows. You're taking hits. And before you know it, you are the walking wounded. You have these wounds. You can't see them like a cut on your arm, but the wounds, the scars are in here. The cuts are in here on the inside of you. And so what do you do when you realize maybe this is me? If anybody can relate, throw me some emojis. I want to just give you 3 little things to think about tonight, because truly you can only stay in the state of being the walking wounded for so long before you now become the person who needs ICU. You become the critical care patient. You're not meant to operate in that place. We all may go through that, but you're not meant to stay there. So first of all, I think it's really, really, really easy thing is to let yourself off the hook. Don't throw guilt onto the wound. That's like adding, salt to the injury. Don't feel bad about it. Realize that it's a real thing. Acknowledge that just because you can't see the wounds that there exists, and whatever that is. And don't even judge yourself about how you got them. It's not even important how you got them. The important thing is that you realize that they're there. And so now you have to be willing to do something about it, but you're certainly not going to be willing to do anything about it if you won't even allow yourself to acknowledge that that's kind of where you are. So don't heap guilt on yourself. Give yourself, like I like to say, the space and grace to kind of figure what's going on with you. The second thing is, don't deflect and deny. Don't deflect and deny. I say that because even if this is a blind spot for you, something that you can't acknowledge about your own experience, usually people around you will help you with that. They will mirror to you. They may not know what's wrong, but they know something's not right. And so they may question why you're doing certain things the way you're doing them, why your attitude may be a certain way or different, or your personality seems to have shifted a little bit. Maybe your energy level is low. Maybe your attention span is shortened. Maybe your, ability to kind of hold your temper is gone. All of these things are tells. Even people who don't like you, right, on the job, they'll be willing to tell you, hey, what's going on with you? What's up with that? So people don't have a problem kind of telling you when stuff is going on. So take these cues and don't let your ego press you into a corner where you're trying to fight your way out by pretending like it's not happening, because that's not going to help you either. You may not have to or want to admit it to the people who don't really have your best interest in mind, but you take that information, you take that reflection, you take that outside perspective, and you do find somebody who you do trust, who you don't mind sitting down and saying, hey, I'm not sure but I seem to be giving off of this, or this, I seem to be experiencing, life like this, or my emotions seem to be close to the surface, or whatever it is, and sit down with somebody who you trust, who's willing to kind of go through that with you. Don't deflect and deny. I mean, I know everybody wants to be Wonder Woman. Everybody wants to be Black Panther, but we're not all superheroes, every day. So just be willing to hear the truth about where you are, because that's the surefire way to quickly make the adjustments you need, make the course corrections you need to get back into a healthy place. And then this one, make self-care a priority. Make self-care a priority. Make self-care a priority. Now, for some of you, that just might mean you need a day off. For others of you, it may mean, just a good massage. For other folks, it may actually mean you need more help. You might need to sit down and chop it up with a therapist. You might want to sit down and talk to a counselor or a life coach. I love the fact that my mentors in strategic intervention coaching always said that, coaches can use other coaches and therapists. And I have therapist friends who say therapists need therapists. I mean, you think about, especially when you do that kind of path work with people, you're helping them do heavy lifting. And for me, I'm a bit of an empath, meaning like I can feel what you feel sometimes. That's a lot to take on. And so what do you do with all of that stuff? You've got to have a safe place that you can work through that, work around it, get some perspective on it, help get some light illuminated in areas of your blind spots, so that you don't allow this to continue to be something that drags you down. We don't want to be the walking wounded. We're not called to live a life where we just get up every day and just kind of make it to the next day and get up and go, okay, if I can just make it through this day. That's not abundant living. We're called to thrive, and there's no way you can thrive when you're walking around wounded deeply on the inside. Even small wounds, if not healed, become infected and lead to other areas of where you didn't even have to experience more hurt, more anger, more disappointment. So I hope that these little basic things that I've said tonight might just make you go, you know what? Yeah, Maybe that's what's been going on with me. If your passion has been low, your drive has been low, your energy's been low, and you're taking all your vitamins, you're getting enough vitamin D, all of those types of things, and you know it's just something else is going on with you, make sure you don't have some wounds unchecked. Make sure it's not you walking around as the walking wounded. Because again, you can only take care of others for so long. And let me say this, people who love you, they will get it if you put up boundaries for self-care. Whether it's a spouse, you tell that boo, your boo knows when you're off. Can you keep the kids? I need some me, a couple of me days, and let's make this a win-win, because if you do it for me, I'll do it for you. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're single, like me, maybe me time, you have a lot of me time. Maybe me time's not the thing that you need. Maybe what you need is to come out of the silo. Maybe what you need is to allow life into your space, interaction, lively conversation, fellowship, friendship, things that will help add to your life, bring you joy, help you get out of your same old kind of rut. Hobbies, take on a new, I don't like to say hobby when I think about exercise, because it should really be like a lifestyle adjustment. But for me, that's something I'm getting ready to do for me, is get back to taking care of me and making a commitment to myself to do something that's good for me in the long term. All of these things are about self-care. So people who love you, they get it. People who don't get it, you don't need to worry about them anyway. Still draw the boundary. Still draw the boundary. Because I get it. It's up to the people who are the strongest to help those that are weaker behind us. But you can only do that for so long before you become the one now who needs the critical care. So love you all to life. Hope that this helps. And, if you have anything that you want to, shoot me a question about, or if you'd like to see me cover some other type of topics on this little life unscripted dealio, go to my website. I don't really deal with the email on Facebook Live because that's like a lot to kind of manage. But if you go to my website, you can shoot me a direct email, or you can even give me a call or leave a phone message. I'll be sharing some phone messages and some other things, emails and things that people drop me on here as well. So I'd love to hear from you. And as always, guys, remember, the best change you can make, the best makeover you can ever have, is the one that starts from the inside out. So love on yourself, love each other, and I'll be seeing you real soon. Bye-bye now.